Okay, so this book is called Building Our Bridge. That's right, Wisconsin. Our Journey to Reconciliation. So this is written by, I'm going to go to this page, Gracie Mijorgizisque, two sons women, Mackenzie Elwes, Mackenzie, Taylor Judge, Nani Galkway, the reconciled woman, Sarah Burns, Dawson Bloor, Dawson is your which means the one that can be heard from far away. And Mackenzie did all the illustrations, and Sarah and I colored them in.
So, not too long ago, there were fights that occurred between Indigenous and non-Indigenous students at our school.
They struggled to understand their differences.
The Indigenous students went to their teacher and said, "We have to do something."
The non-Indigenous students went to their teacher and said, "We have to do something."
This was when
The Mazajig de Wagonwa,
the people's drum was birthed.
this drum, the Wagon, shared music and stories that brought better understanding to the two cultures.
The non-Indigenous students had a talking circle with all the students that had been fighting to work through their differences.
Working together, they welcomed new students to the school each year, sharing their knowledge of and respect of each other.
By working together, they were awarded a peace medallion.
The bridge between cultures was beginning to be built.
They started to see Ojibwe, French, and English languages around the school.
They started to hear the languages around the school.
The non-Indigenous students made sure that the school had a copy of the 2008 apology by Prime Minister Stephen Harper to the Indigenous peoples of Canada.
They also presented a class set of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's book, They Came for the Children, to our history and Indigenous study classes.
The Indigenous students worked hard to make sure that there was a powwow
Jitamo,
every year at the school.
they visited classrooms in the school to make sure that everyone knew what they would see at the powwow and understood how they would participate.
Where are we now?
Together we walked for water, Nave. We shared the knowledge we carried about the water, respect for the land, and the Indigenous culture.
We even danced in together at the grand entry.
We have worked hard to build our bridge, but we still have a long way to go. It is becoming a beautiful bridge.
The end.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I'm Patty Jenkins, and I'm the teacher advisor for this amazing group of students. It has been a real privilege to teach and work at Parry Sound High School because Parry Sound High School has 5 different First Nations communities that send their students to the high school to get their high school education. We have Wasauksing, Shawanaga, Magnetawan, Henvey Inlet, and Moose Deer Point all sending their students. It's a very rich opportunity that we have for the Indigenous and the non-Indigenous students to create connections with one another. And in the 2 decades that I've been working, it's gone from sort of no connection, no sort of real presence of the Indigenous students who were there to a very rich culture where, you know, we hear the drum, we see the colors of the medicine wheel on the wall, we do different activities together all throughout the year, each year, to try to build these connections between our students. So I'm super proud to be having had the opportunity to develop that through the years, and it's just taken off lately with these guys.
Ani bojo, mijo gizis kwe indigena cause, wasaksin and donjaba, wapshishi and dodem, Anishinaabe kwe miwan jognash kwe endao. Hi, my name is Gracie, or Two Sons woman. I'm of the Martin clan. My reserve is Wasauksing First Nation. I do live in Parry Sound though. And I am Indigenous as well as non-Indigenous.
Ani Bojo, Begwedam Disney Cause, Washiship Dorem, Wasauksing Donjaba, Anishinaabe Ojibwe and Dao. My Ojibwe name means one that can be heard coming from far away. I'm also known by Dawson. I'm of the Martin clan. I come from Wasauksing First Nation. I'm Indigenous and I'm also non-Indigenous.
Salut, je m'appelle Mackenzie Elwes. Hello, my name is Mackenzie Elwes, and I am a non-Indigenous student at Parry Sound High School.
Hi, I'm Sarah Burns. I'm a non-Indigenous student from Parry Sound High School, and I've lived in Parry Sound my whole life.
The other person that was working with us on this is Taylor Judge, Nani Gakwe Kwe, the Reconcile woman, and she unfortunately was not here today, so we just wanted to give her recognition on all of her hard work with us. Coming into Parry Sound High School, there is already a lot of work being done to kind of, as our book says, building our bridge and bridging the gaps between cultures. That's something that our school has always, it's been really good at in the past few years. So one of my big things was making sure that that continued to happen through my high school career. I've been a powwow coordinator. I've also been involved with a lot of sports and involved with our character development and leadership program, which we got to do this project with, and as well as I've been on student council and that sort of stuff. So lots of places in the school to help kind of build all the things together and bridge all of that. With all of that work, with our annual high school powwow, there's been a lot more of that kind of reconciliation that's been happening in our school that I've even noticed more so, even in the past few years.
I have been a powwow coordinator since grade 10. This previous year we held the powwow outside for the first time in the history of our high school powwow. It was a pretty big move for us because we've been wanting to hold it outside for quite a while. And it's pretty cool having it all on the field there. Our powwow is a learning powwow, so it's to spread awareness about our culture, and so everyone can learn about it. And we go into classrooms before the powwow starts and try to explain to them a little bit of the etiquette and what they can do and kind of what they can't do at the powwow. We had meetings to discuss the powwow and our plans, and we also had CDL, which came in and asked us about a water walk they would do the morning of the powwow, which is actually pretty cool to have them come in and ask us about that and our previous experience with the water walk. So they came in, they did the water walk before the powwow, and we gave the drummers some water from the Georgian Bay that we're on here in Parry Sound. And yeah, that's pretty cool.
So we chose to write a children's book. One of the main reasons we chose this form of medium is because we want to express what we've learned over the past generation at our school and during our own personal high school careers to the next generation, because we see this as a journey and a bridge that's being built but that we're still working on. And as a non-Indigenous student at Parry Sound High School, I feel like I have learned a lot more about the different Indigenous cultures that are a part of our school. And one of the hardest parts about writing this book was actually deciding what to put in it and what not to, because we've done so much, not just us, but there's so many people that have contributed to building this bridge between the two cultures that it was hard to narrow down what we should include and can't include in our book.
As a non-Indigenous student from Parry Sound, growing up I barely knew anything about non-Indigenous life, or Indigenous life, and it wasn't until late elementary school, about grade 6 or so, that I started taking Indigenous classes, and I was able to go to powwows on the island and learn more about their language. And ever since then, I've learned so much more about the language and the culture and the stories and the teaching, and they're incredible. I loved listening about them. The drum has always been around the school, and I've always loved hearing it, and listening to it and learning all the other teachings around it. Earlier this year, for our powwow outside, we did a water walk, which was incredible to take part in, to be able to connect so many groups in our school, which included our Indigenous students, our Out Trip Club, which I take part in, that help filter the water. And it was incredible walking the distance and with the big jugs of water and back and being able to connect it with so many different cultures.
So if Taylor was here, one of the things she was going to mention and talk about is the bridge and the painting that's behind us. So that's another collaboration that has happened in our school. Some of our art students took the design of our logo for our powwow this year and decided to put it on one of our community bridges in Parry Sound. So this year our theme was 7 generations, and so that's talking about the generations in the past as well as the generations in the future, and so that also kind of relates to Canada's 150 theme this year with the 150th birthday of how there's a lot of stuff in Canada's past that we screwed up on. In the future, we're gonna try to look forward and make things better, so reconcile.